welcome back to Factorio. I'm at Man82. This is episode 64. And as you can see, I'm about where I was last time I finished recording. I was planning to do some off-screen stuff, and I just didn't get to it, so I'll have other plans. Alright, so today what we're going to be working on is I finished just after I hit the stop record button. We finished Kovarex enrichment process. So this process, I outlined it a little bit. Basically, it takes the two kinds of uranium, the good stuff, which is the bright green U-235, and the dark stuff, which is U-238. It takes those two, puts it through the process, and generates one extra of the bright green, the good stuff, that we're going to use in atom bombs and for power and all that stuff. Okay, so this system isn't actually going to do anything yet because we do not yet have oh my gosh, we don't even have any ore yet. So gonna have to get the ore over here. So let me see. Let's have a quickie look. Wonder, should I put a little train station over here? Where was I extracting that? Right here. We've got a train. We could actually stick just a little train station right there just to pull this away. Let me see. Do we have? That's base oil. Base oil. There's 3 base oils. So I could actually put another stop right here and then pick up. There's not going to be much. I'm tempted just to carry it over. Well, it's in passive chest. Let's see. Is there a robot ore covering that? It is. And does it cover where we're at now? It does. You know what? We're just going to let the robots carry it. Come on, robots, do your thing. So we need to get that on the belt. So let's get requester chest. Requester chest. And we'll stick it right next to the robot port here, and we'll put one on, whoops, either side here, and we will request the dark green right there, and we want, I don't know, like 50 of them. Copy and paste that over to there, and then we'll just put them like so. There. Okay, so this is going to bring us the ore, and then these will start loading up and running and outputting the 2 different uranium types. So then we're going to take the green uranium and we need to process that. Let me see. Doesn't take, so this takes the dark green and the light green. So and then it outputs it. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure if this is going to be a very good setup yet. So we'll see. So this one outputs the 2 different types. So again, we're going to want to use 2 different inserters, so we're going to copy that. Let's do this. Copy paste them like so. And then we'll do the same here. Copy paste that. And stick some power poles in. It's going to kind of lay out a base design here, and then I can make a blueprint. And I thought I'd do this on screen. You get to see the thought process and what there is of it. We're going to get these running downward. No, we'll have it go across the top. Yes. Okay, so this is going to need 2 inputs. One will be the light green and one will be the dark green. So the dark green one, you know what? We're going to do it like that. And we're going to move that up one more. And the reason why is the dark green one, whoops. The dark green one is going to have a little less, there'll be much less getting fed in. Whoops, I didn't do that right. And like so. Jiggles like that because I'm on a belt, 2 belts going opposite directions, and I'm just bouncing between them. See, I'll show you. Whoa, earthquake! Okay, so we've got the dark green will be coming out here and then be fed back in. Let's just do it this way. And it'll be fed back in, and we'll also want the light green, which will be fed in this way. No, we want the light green on the inside. Oh my gosh, I got it backwards again. That's where I'll get it. Alright, so we want this to come in here, and we want this one. Well, that's kind of a pain. Let's go one more higher here. Gets me a little more room. And the reason why is then that's okay, and bring that down, and we can skip that. Oops, we'll leave those up there. There's a method to my madness, I think. Right? Somebody must think it. Come on, you can agree with me. All right, so let's see. The dark uranium goes through and goes down in that outside belt. The light one goes there, and then once it gets past those, what we need is that light green when it comes out, and it gets fed back in. And then once it gets to a certain point, because we need this to go around, so let's just kind of do it this way and back across. This is just kind of arbitrary while I figure things out. So what's going to happen is these will take in the light green and the dark green, do their thing, churn away, spit it out here, and the light green will go onto this belt and be fed back around and go back into them again. Because what you're doing is you're putting 40 of those in and you get 41 out. So that extra one will go into the next machine, and we'll just keep building them up like that. So when they do output, we're probably not going to need many of these, so we're just going to, there we go. We'll just leave that like this for now. Now the dark green stuff, we may as well, you know what, we may as well output that onto that belt. Nope, that's not the right belt, so we'll get that. Okay, and this, figuring things out with Hitman 82. Today we have figured very little out. Alright, so this is going to be dark green coming up out of there, and we'll want that to go back in, so light green. Alright, so bring them around again. Not going to be right. So what's going to happen is this stuff spits out there, the light green is going to the wrong one. So we want that to actually go there. I'm not sure about size of belts. I really, it's very hard to set this up when you don't have the materials yet. And why is this not bringing? I requested uranium-238. Is there seriously none on the network? Geez, I got passive chests there. Alright, well, oh, we don't have to run over there because we have a map. Oh, this map is so useful. You don't even have to walk around very much anymore. Okay, so, yeah, that's in range of a roboport. Those are passives. Oh, yeah, okay, I derped. Alright, so we want this to actually be ore. And we'll put it at 50, so we'll just copy paste that. I was requesting U238, but that's the refined ore. We want to request the ore, it'll come in, get hoovered up here, and then be processed, and then we'll output the greens there, light greens there, where the light greens go up, and then back down through here, they get fed into the machines. Then when they spit them out here, they go back in and around again, and then the light greens go out and back into the light green area. Is that going to work? Well, actually the light greens should probably go back onto the... We'll wait on this part here. It's a lot of figuring, isn't it? These things, it's pretty complicated. I was pretty surprised. Who would have thought, you know, doing nuclear stuff would be difficult? Well, just everybody but me, apparently. Okay, there we go. There. So it looks scary, because, well, it is. But once we start getting some stuff running through here, it'll be a little better. So now we're going to have excess of the greens. So when they come around, they're going to go around a bit. So what we can do here is once the belt's full, start pulling them off the belt. Okay, so we'll do that. So we want to run that, and we'll stick them in a active provider. And the reason why is we don't want them sitting here, because if you know what, there's a better way of doing this. I think we're getting there. It just takes a little bit of time. So we want to use a passive provider so that it can pull from it. No, we just want a steel chest. So this is going to be a buffer, and the way this is going to work is it's going to pick up the dark greens and throw them in this chest, and then pick them out of there and back on the belt. Alright, so the next thing is we want, I do have to leave that open. What we want is when that chest it has a certain amount in it, we want to pull it out and send it to the network in a provider chest. So what we need to do now is grab our our red wire, and we connect that to the, Okay, and then we'll have to, whoops, set this. Okay, we don't want that to turn it on and off, so we get rid of the enable disable. So we want to read the belt contents. And so now this inserter, when it detects that there is, the dark green is greater than, say, 6. So what this means is when there's more than 6, basically when this backs up, this belt gets full, that triggers this inserter to start pulling out of that chest. You know what? I don't really like that. It's not very elegant. I think what I'm going to do instead is connect the chest to the inserter. And then what's going to happen is when the chest has more than 100 green in it, start taking them out and dumping them in the network. That way this will never get overfilled. Okay, so that will sort that. Now the light greens are going to probably want to do about the same kind of thing, but we want them to do it after they've already had a chance to fill the centrifuge. So let's do so the oh my gosh, so the hard part is figuring out which one is which. So we need another chest here, and like that. This is a lot more involved than I had planned. No surprise there, huh? Okay, and then another active provider. So we then hook this up and say, okay, you, when there is this much U235 in there, when it's over, we'll call it 50, I guess. No, you know what, 100. Basically, we don't really want it to output much right now anyway. Oh, we're being attacked up here again. Yeah, inconsequential. Okay, so we'll get our underground going through here. My gosh, what a mess. There's probably a better way of doing this, and I should probably play with it some more, but this should work, I think. Guess we'll see. Okay, so we now have our dark green stuff coming out, and we want it to go on this belt here. So that means that means somewhere in here we gotta deal with this. There we go. Okay, so we'll have this go all the way across like that and not interfere. And then this belt can go up here. This is the light greens. And come across here. And then we want that to be fed onto that into this system because that's the only real use we have of this right now. And this will be okay. So let's get the fast inserter on that. And alright, well, let's look it all up and see where I've made a mistake. So that's going to start feeding it in. See, they're feeding in what they need, which is very little. That reaction was okay, so like 2 of the dark green and 41 of the light green, so it'll be a little while for that. Right, so that'll just keep passing them through. Uses a bit of energy, but at this point we don't really care because what we're going to get out of it for energy is worthwhile. So slowly we'll get the ore coming in. I think what I'm going to do then is I want to get this going a little faster, but these patches are tiny. Look at that. I don't want to belt them all in, and a train station for 12k of ore. Eesh. Okay, well, anyway, this 665k out there. 138, I think that 665, is that the biggest around here? Looks to be. Oh, 609, so I need to get this patch here and this patch here, they're both nice and close, so I can just get out there and kind of wall off a corner and tell the critters to stay out. Just stay out, this is mine. You don't even use the uranium, I don't see any critter mines going there. Okay, so this is still putting them through. So I could make this a requester chest. I'm not sure if that will pull from a request. Basically, I was thinking I could pull them off the network temporarily, but we'll see if we have any. Oh, well no, I wouldn't think we would, because this is we just started refining. So, alright, well... See, I could have just done a blueprint off screen and pasted it down. I just, like, again, I wanted to go through my thought process so you can see just how messed up it is. Alright, so that's going to keep going around until that belt fills, and then the chest starts to fill, and then it outputs it to the network. The light greens will be the same, so it's going to be a while before we get any light greens, I would guess. See, we don't have any in there yet. Oh, here comes some more ore. Oh, look at it all. Okay, well, now we can sit here and watch it. Okay, and let's see. Give me a light green. Come on, you can do it. 7.7% chance. See, they're glowing green, the machines. Isn't that neat? Well, anyway, that's going to take a long time, so we'll have to come back to that later. Okay, so what do we have on the go next? Let's get out there and, well, first of all, let's have a check on our bus and make sure things are okay. Plastic again, eh? Plastic again, eh? Well, let's see. What's our problem on the plastic? Petroleum. And the petroleum is limited by... I just need more oil. Well, there's lots of coal around. I could do more of the liquefaction. I could set up a whole bunch more of those. It's just they eat up a lot of power. Oh, speaking of which, I need to get some... Those are 420 kilowatts. I need to get some... riggy-diggies, or the green thingies. What the heck are those called? Modules. I need to get efficiency modules in them. So that is eating up a lot of power. These ones are using 83 kilowatts, and these ones are using 420. So I'll get that sorted. So we need to sort out our plastic. Well, unfortunately, to get more oil, we either need to go out and tackle some more oil wells, or we need to start using up all these little tiny bits of coal. The deposits on this map are just so awful. Well, there's some coal in here. Of course, it's with the copper. Let's see. That's our copper supply. Looks good. Oops, and that iron's getting... Wow, see that? Lots of dead mines there. Yeah, wow. Our iron ore is getting a little thin there. And unfortunately, I think these stations aren't going to work. And the reason I think that is because, well, they're really slow to unload. And see, this all goes down into one line from one train. I think I should have at least 2 belts out of each train station coming out. See, if the train only stops at this one, I'll never have, like right now, I have no... All this feeding in is there's a little bit from the mines over there and one belt going in here feeding all these furnaces right over here. So that's not working very well. I think I need to expand. My gosh, I have so much expansion to do. Well, let's see. 3.1. My gosh. On the game where Trillian and I are playing on the server, one of the iron patches is 50 million. This one here, and it's even closer than this. See, look, 3.1 million there, and is that the biggest around? Looks like it. Pretty sad. Man, this map is awful, isn't it? It's just awful. But you know what? We landed on the planet where we landed, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do now is just get out there, kill that red stuff, and take over the world. Okay, well, let's start by putting a wall in over here. Okay, here's our new short-term goal. We need to put a wall in here, a wall over here, and a wall in there, and secure this as part of the base. Well, do I need all that space? There's a lot of resources, but they're so tiny in there. Like building a base around each little group of resources. I guess that's doable. Well, I'll have to set up a blueprint for that. So maybe I'll do that off screen this episode. So next episode, I think we're going to go down and do some killing. And we're going to, alright, I'll figure out which I need to do first, which is my higher priority, if it's oil or if it's iron. It's one of those two, I think, at this point, because those are both going to be limiting us pretty quickly, if not already. So we'll get that going. Research-wise, let's see. Let's have a look at the labs and see what we've got built up. 1,000 of each of those. No space science. Really need to get going on that. So much we need to really get going on. The purple science is lacking. And what is it lacking? Furnaces, I'm guessing? Yep. And they're lacking red circuits. And the red circuits are lacking plastics, of course. They're lacking plastics, I bet. Doing a whole lot of looking around here. It just kind of, like I said, you get to kind of see how I play and gives you a little insight there, and then you know not to play with me. All right, so it looks like, well, the plastic is being, the red circuits, maybe I just need to speed them up because they are getting enough copper wire, they are getting enough all the resources. So maybe I'll bump those up to level 3 assemblers. That's what I'm going to do first, and I'll do that off screen. And so next episode, we're going to go out, do some killing, and start an outpost for either oil or iron or uranium, whichever one I end up with. So tune in for that, and we'll go and we'll do killing and train stuff. That's pretty fun. So tune in for that. Bye for now.